Okay, so real quick, raise your hand if you've ever woken up at like 3 in the morning, wide awake, for no reason. Couldn't get back to sleep. Maybe your mind starts racing. Maybe you're just staring at the ceiling. And the next morning you feel terrible and you have no idea why it happened. Here's what nobody tells you about that. It's probably not stress. It's probably not your phone. It's probably not that you drank too much water before bed. There's actually a really good chance your liver is one of the key players in that 3 a.m. wake-up call. And I know that sounds weird, because when people think liver problems, they think about drinking too much or some kind of disease. But that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about your liver being under a quiet, low-level kind of stress that most people have and don't know about. And one of the ways it can show up is waking you up at exactly 3 in the morning. So let's talk about what's actually going on. All right. So first I want to give you a little context about what your liver is actually doing at night. Because I think most people think the liver is just sitting there doing nothing while you sleep, like it clocks out when you do. It doesn't. Your liver is one of the most metabolically active organs in your body, and it runs a full night shift. While you're sleeping, your liver is processing everything from the day, filtering the blood, breaking down hormones, managing blood sugar, clearing metabolic waste. It's running a major operation. And here's the key thing. Your liver has its own rhythm. It follows what's called the circadian clock. And between roughly 1 and 3 in the morning, the liver hits what you could call its peak metabolic demand window. That's when it's doing the heaviest work of its overnight shift. Now, if your liver is healthy and everything is working the way it's supposed to, you sleep right through it. You don't even know it happened. But if your liver is under stress, if it's congested, if it's inflamed, if it's working through a backlog, that peak demand window creates a ripple effect. And one of those ripple effects can be waking you up. Okay, so let me put this in terms that actually make sense outside of a biology class. Think about a highway. During the day, there's normal traffic. But at 3 in the morning, there's a construction crew that comes out to do the heavy repair work. Because that's when there are fewest cars on the road. They can actually get stuff done. Your liver is the construction crew. 3 a.m. is their shift. And if they've got way more damage to repair than usual, if the road is really torn up, they start running out of fuel, they start making noise, and things that are connected to that highway start getting disrupted. That's what can wake you up, especially if other factors like stress and blood sugar are also in play. Now let's talk about why the road gets torn up in the first place. So here's the thing about liver stress. It doesn't require a dramatic cause. People hear liver stress and they think alcohol or acetaminophen overdose or something serious and obvious. But the most common kind of low-grade liver stress comes from stuff that's completely normal in modern life. Fructose, specifically processed fructose, high fructose corn syrup, fruit juice, sweetened drinks. The liver is the only organ that processes fructose. It can't be shared with other tissues the way glucose can. So every gram of fructose you eat goes directly to the liver. And if you're eating the amount of fructose that's in a typical modern diet, and most people are eating way more than they realize, the liver is getting a disproportionate load. Seed oils, the industrial vegetable oils, soybean, canola, sunflower, are high in a type of fat called linoleic acid, which is an omega-6. When these accumulate in the liver, they're associated with increased oxidative stress and inflammation in liver tissue. This doesn't happen overnight. It's a slow accumulation, but over months and years, it adds up. Alcohol, yes, even moderate amounts, even 2 drinks a night, consistently, creates a meaningful metabolic burden on the liver. Not necessarily disease level, but enough to stress the night shift. And here's one most people never think about. Pharmaceutical medications, even common ones. Statins, certain antibiotics, some blood pressure medications. These are processed through the liver, and they can add to the load, especially in combination. None of these individually necessarily cause a problem. Together over time, the liver starts working overtime on its already busy overnight shift. And look, I want to be really clear about something here. I'm not saying your liver is failing. I'm not trying to scare you. This is like the difference between a fully packed suitcase and an overstuffed one. Your suitcase still closes. You're still traveling. But every time you add one more thing, you're one sock away from a broken zipper. Most people's livers are a full suitcase, at least loaded close to the top. And the 3 a.m. wake-up is just the zipper complaining. Okay, so now here's where it gets really interesting. And this is the part I think most people have never connected. One of the liver's most important overnight jobs is blood sugar regulation. So during the day, your pancreas manages blood sugar in response to what you eat. Insulin goes up, glucose gets managed, things are relatively active. But at night, you're not eating. So the liver takes over and produces glucose through a process called gluconeogenesis. Basically, it's making glucose from non-food sources to keep your brain and body running while you fast through the night. If the liver is stressed, or if there's insulin resistance, which is incredibly common and frequently goes undiagnosed, this blood sugar management system gets dysregulated. What tends to happen is blood sugar drops too low in the early morning hours, not dangerously low, but low enough that your body interprets it as a mild stress signal. Cortisol and adrenaline get released to raise blood sugar back up. And cortisol and adrenaline, those are wake-up hormones. They're supposed to make you alert in the morning. But when they spike at 3 a.m., they do exactly that. They wake you up. Heart may be racing a little, mind suddenly active. That slightly anxious feeling for no reason you can name. This isn't just anxiety. It's likely your stress hormones doing their job at the wrong time, and your liver's blood sugar system being one of the reasons why it happens. It's like your body set a really aggressive alarm clock because it thought there was an emergency, but there wasn't one. The alarm is just too sensitive, and fixing that alarm isn't about meditation or white noise machines. It's about fixing the liver that set it off. Here's something I find genuinely fascinating about the 3 a.m. wake-up thing. In traditional Chinese medicine, and I'm not saying TCM is a replacement for modern medicine, I'm just saying this is interesting, they mapped out what they called the organ clock. The idea that each organ has a 2-hour window during the day and night where it's doing its peak activity. And in that system, the liver's peak window is, you guessed it, 1 to 3 a.m. They often identified this pattern long before we had the science to explain some of why it happens. Now modern research has actually started to validate some of this. The liver does have a strongly circadian pattern of activity. Its detoxification enzymes, its metabolic processes, they follow a rhythmic cycle that peaks in the early morning hours. I'm not saying ancient medicine had all the answers, but I think it's worth noting that people were noticing this pattern long before we had the science to explain why. All right, practical section, because this is where we actually solve the problem. If you're waking up at 3 a.m. consistently, here are the things that are actually supported by evidence for supporting liver health and regulating that overnight blood sugar and cortisol pattern. Number 1, reduce fructose, specifically at night. If you're having fruit, juice, sweetened anything in the evening, that's giving your liver a late fructose load right before its night shift. Moving sweet foods earlier in the day, or reducing them overall, takes significant pressure off the overnight liver work. We talked about this in another context before, but choline is critical for liver fat metabolism. Your liver uses choline to package and export fat. Without enough choline, fat accumulates in the liver. This is actually the beginning of what's called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. Egg yolks are the best dietary source. Beef liver is another. Getting consistent choline into your diet is one of the most direct interventions for liver congestion. Number 3, bitter foods. This sounds old-fashioned, but the research supports it. Bitter compounds, from foods like arugula, dandelion greens, radicchio, even coffee, stimulate bile production and flow. Bile is your liver's output. When bile flows well, the liver is clearing efficiently. When bile gets sluggish, and it does in a lot of people, the liver backs up. A small amount of bitter food daily keeps that flow going. Number 4. Time your last meal. There's meaningful evidence that eating closer to sleep disrupts liver circadian rhythm specifically. Your liver expects a fasting window at night. If you're eating at 10 p.m. and sleeping at 11, you've shortened that window significantly. Moving dinner earlier, ideally 3 to 4 hours before sleep, gives the liver time to transition into its night shift without also managing digestion. Number 5. Manage the cortisol spike. If the 3 a.m. waking is driven by that blood sugar drop and cortisol response, a small amount of fat or protein, and I mean small, like a tablespoon of almond butter, before bed can blunt the overnight blood sugar dip and prevent the cortisol alarm from triggering. This isn't about eating a full meal. It's about giving the liver just enough substrate to maintain blood sugar through the night without going into stress mode. And before anyone says, "Wait, I thought you're not supposed to eat before bed." Yes and no. Eating a heavy carbohydrate meal close to sleep, that's a problem. That spikes insulin, disrupts sleep quality, adds to the liver load. But a small amount of fat or protein, that's different. That's not a full meal. That's a very small buffer. Big difference. Context matters. Okay, so I want to talk about who this pattern shows up in the most, because it's not random. People who wake up at 3 a.m. consistently tend to share some common factors. High sugar intake. Not necessarily candy and soda, but lots of fruit, lots of healthy sweetened foods, lots of things labeled natural that are still high in fructose. That's the liver fructose load we talked about. People under chronic stress, because cortisol is already elevated during the day, which means the liver is processing more cortisol at night, which means the 3 a.m. cortisol spike has a lower threshold to clear. People with sluggish gallbladders or a history of gallbladder issues, because the liver and gallbladder work as a team. If bile isn't flowing well out of the gallbladder, it backs up into the liver. That's congestion. People who eat late consistently, we touched on this. The liver's clock is very real. When you eat late, you're essentially asking the construction crew to start their shift while they're still doing daytime work. And people who drink regularly, even moderately, because the alcohol processing adds to the overnight liver workload in a very direct way. If you checked off 2 or more of those, the 3 a.m. thing is more likely not random for you. So here's what I want you to take away from all of this. Your body communicates. It's not random. When something keeps happening, and especially when it keeps happening at the same time of night, that's information. Your body is telling you something specific. The 3 a.m. wake-up isn't just classic insomnia. It isn't just anxiety either. It's a signal. And for a lot of people, it comes from the liver, blood sugar, and stress hormones, the kind of thing that can often respond to diet and lifestyle changes. That's not insomnia. It's not just anxiety. It's not something to white-knuckle through with melatonin and sleep apps. And the good news, actually the really good news, is that the liver is one of the most regenerative organs in your body. It responds relatively quickly to the right changes. We're not talking about a years-long recovery process. Most people who make real dietary changes start noticing sleep improvements within 2 to 4 weeks. That's a short timeline for something that has probably been waking you up for months. So if you wake up at 3 a.m., now you know where to look. Not your stress levels, not your mattress. Start with the liver. Reduce the fructose, especially at night. Get your choline in. Eat your last meal earlier. And if the blood sugar drop seems to be the trigger, try that small fat buffer before bed. Give it 3 weeks. See what happens. Of course, if you have diabetes or major metabolic issues, talk to your doctor before making big changes. All right, if this clicked for you, subscribe. I put this kind of content out regularly, and I genuinely think most people are dealing with problems that have simple explanations. We've just never been pointed in the right direction. Drop a comment if you've got a question. Or if you've been waking up at 3 a.m. and nobody ever told you why, tell me that too.